Hey everybody, today on Henry's Tattoos, I'm going to show you how to make red velvet cake. Let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so we're going to start off by placing about 150 grams of softened melted butter into a bowl. To this we're going to add 1.5 cups of caster sugar, about 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, about 3 tablespoons of red food coloring, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, now that's bicarb soda, not baking powder, about 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, about 1 cup of canola oil, and next we'll crack in 3 whole eggs. Now just using a hand beater, we're just going to mix this all together on a low speed. Alright, so that's looking pretty good now. So next I'm just going to add in 3 cups of plain flour. Now I've just sifted this once, just to get a nice finer consistency. And as I said, it's plain flour, not self-raising. So just on a low speed we'll mix this together. Alright, so that's looking pretty good now. So in the meantime we're going to preheat our oven to 170 degrees Celsius. And we'll just prepare a cake tin now. Alright guys, so I've just buttered up 1 springform cake tin here. Now there is another way you can do this, is using 2 cake tins, so you get the 2 layers. But I find it's easier just to make one and then cut it in the middle after. Just saves on cleaning time and etc. So let's go ahead and pour this batter in. Alright, so we'll just give it a few light taps, just to get rid of any bubbles in there. And let's go straight into the oven. So at 170 degrees Celsius, this will take around 35, maybe 40 minutes to bake. Obviously test it if you're not in doubt. Alright guys, so I've just gone ahead and taken it out. I left mine for 40 minutes just to be on the safe side. And obviously the test is just put a knife or a skewer through, and it should come out nice and clean like that. So all we need to do now is let this cool down. I'm going to put mine into the fridge later, just so it cools completely. That'll just make it easier to cut. Don't attempt to try cutting it now, because you're just going to mess it up. Alright guys, so while we're waiting for the cake to cool down, we're going to make our frosting. So what I've got in front of me here is 500 grams of cream cheese. I've left this at room temperature for about 30 minutes to soften up, so it's easier to work with. To this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Along with about 150 grams of softened butter. And just with a hand beater, we just want to mix this up. Just like so. Now I'm going to add in 4 cups of icing sugar. And we're just going to beat this completely until it's nice and smooth. Just on a low speed. Alright guys, so that's the result we want. A nice smooth frosting. So we'll scrape all the sides and make sure everything's well combined. Okay, so let's move on and build our cake. Alright, so I've just let it cool down for half an hour and it's good to go. So we'll take it out of the tin gently. Perfect. So guys, what we're going to do is split it in half. Now you can just use a knife, but I'll do the string way. So to do that, get yourself a ruler. So we can see the cake is 3 centimeters. So at 1.5 centimeters, I'm just going to insert a toothpick, just like that. And we're going to do this in quarters. So measure here as well. We'll insert one there. So all we're going to do now is get a long piece of cotton and place it on the toothpicks and go around. And once they meet, we're going to add some pressure onto it and go all the way through. Alright guys, so we're going to start off by placing some of our frosting in the center. And we want to spread it out nicely. and of course evenly. And next we'll place our top on, get it nice and centered. And what we're going to do now is place all of our frosting on. And you want to spread that out all over the top and of course on the sides as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just garnish this with some maraschino cherries. Alright, and there we have it. So all I'm going to do now is put this into the fridge and leave it in there for around half an hour, just to let the frosting chill, and then we're ready to serve. Alright, so let's slice into it. Oh, just have a look at that. And that's all there is to it, guys. Now keep this refrigerated and airtight, and you should be able to get up to about a week with it. I hope you like that, guys. Please like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Snapchat and Instagram. If you've got any comments or suggestions, just leave them at the bottom, and I'll see you all next time.